Right, where are we today then? Where are we today? T-Mac. What? John? That's what I thought. You ain't set this camera up very well, have you? Look. There we go. Bloody hell. I'll give him one job, right? I'll give John one job. And Manuel, but Manuel's not there. I don't know where he is. I'll give him one job. That's to set everything up. So when I come out here, all I've got to do is just talk to you lot through the box. Look. What good is that? Maybe it's a sign. You don't want us to be seeing me. You're here to be looking at that. That's what you're here for. And the question we've got today is, will this run? Will this T-Max, what you can see right there, will that run? Yeah? That's the question we've got today. Now, for those of you that may not have seen the other video, this T-Max come from a pair of channel members of this channel. Fantastic pair of people. And, you know, they sent this car over to me to see if I can get it to run. They said, we acquired this and it was filthy. Absolutely filthy by all accounts. They said it's a lot cleaner now than it was when they got it. They don't know if it runs. They don't know anything about it. In the last video, I was quite pressed for time, so I didn't do a lot. I kind of got the engine turning over, I took the glow plug out, stuck a bit of oil down it, blah blah blah. If you want to see all that kind of stuff, go back, watch the previous video of this. It's only about a week or so ago from when this is being released. And you'll be up to speed, and then come and watch this. So I'm not, well, I've got a bit more time this evening, so let's see if it will run. It's got Savage tyres on the front and T-Max tyres on the back, but this is an old school T-Max. This isn't one of the new school ones, you know, it's quite an old school one. Probably one of the first generation of T-Maxes, you know what I mean? So let's, whoop, there we go. We're working on top of the freezer again, because I haven't yet sorted myself out a proper bench. I need to sort myself out a proper bench, but don't worry, that's all coming in due time. For now, the freezer's a good bench. Makes a bit of noise now and again when it turns on, mind you, goes hum. It's like a little Buddha doing a hum pray thing. Anyway, so couple of things I've noticed. I was just having a little look around it after, you know, the other day, and I noticed that the exhaust is in the way. The receiver box doesn't fit on anymore because the exhaust is in the way. Unless I thought for a minute somebody might have cut that hole. There's a hole there, and it just occurred to me, I wonder if somebody cut that hole for that end of that bolt to go through that hole. But I don't think that is the case because it doesn't quite line up. Unless, oh, it does. That's bloody hilarious. Right, okay, so it does fit. So this exhaust then, I don't think that would have come out of the factory like that, to be honest. I've never seen that before. Maybe it does, maybe. See, I know nothing, alright? Nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm coming into this with no knowledge on Nitro whatsoever. I know nothing at all. In fact, I don't even know how to flush a toilet. Nope, don't even know a single thing. So, anyway, that exhaust probably isn't the right one for it, and so someone's put a little hole in there so it fits. Happy bloody days. So that will fit on there. I need to get a receiver. I haven't got one at the moment that will fit. I've got one of those silly Fly Sky transmitters, you know, the ones that are not very good. I don't have a lot of luck with them, but I like to use them Fly Sky ones as like my test radio gear. So I've got a couple of Fly Sky receivers and a transmitter. I kind of switch them to the cars that I'm getting running, but somehow I've lost all the receivers. I can't find them anywhere, so I need to get a couple of receivers, or at least one, so I can test this. I've still got the transmitter, don't know where it's gone. It's somewhere around here. We've got the lid for the battery. We've got no switch and no battery, but that's all right. We've got 3 servos, which means this particular car has got reverse. It's got reversages. Woohoo! So it'll go backwards. It looks like we've got we have got brakes. We've got no screw in the top of the servo for the throttle and brakes, but looks like we've got brakes work. This has got the old school, or I say old school, a lot of modern Nitro engines still have the same carburetor, but it's got a, you know, a one, not a sliding, it's got a what's it carb, rotary carb on it. So got to be careful with the nut on the end of them carburetors. A lot of people, they always say, I get a lot of people come to me actually and say, when I do the throttle and brake, it doesn't do what I want it to do. The throttle servo moves, the rod moves, everything moves, but it doesn't do what it's meant to do. It doesn't actually close the throttle. Well, that's because on the end of there, right, on the end of that little shaft down in there, there's a little nut, right? In this case, it's got a grub screw holding it in. Some of them are different. A lot of them have a little nut, right? And if that nut is loose, the throttle arm, as I'm going to call it, the thing which the rod connects to, isn't actually, it's moving, but it's not moving the shaft that goes into the carb. So, you know, sometimes it might move it a little bit, which is why your throttle does random things. And you're doing this and that, and it's doing that and this. You know what I mean? So, make sure that little nut, or the little grub screw, is tight. Because if it isn't, it ain't going to work. You know what I mean? That's not the right one. That one, that's no good either. That's snapped off. Hold on a minute. Thank you, John. At least you're useful for one thing. Right. My cup of coffee, which I've drunk this time. I drank it. Normally I bring a cup of coffee, put it down, do some stuff, forget it's there, goes cold, I take a sip and go, because I don't like cold coffee. Ain't it weird though? I don't mind one of them cold coffees that you can buy. Yeah, that's tight as a nun. I don't mind those cold coffees that you can buy. I don't buy them, but sometimes people buy them for me. I don't mind them, but when you have a cup of coffee, yeah, that you've made and it goes cold, you think, oh, it's disgusting. Why is that? Probably because it's got no sugar in it. I don't have sugar. No sugar whatsoever. And then ones that you buy in a bottle, full of it, which is why I don't buy them. But if somebody buys me something, I never say no to a free thing. Anything that's free, I'm having it. Simple as that. Right, so we've got servos. 1, 2, 3, servo! 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We could test them. I've got a back tray. We can use this back tray here. Oh my, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to drop you. We've got, oh, what have I done with the servo tester? John? John? Oh, what's he gone and done with it? Oh. Oi, look at this, by the way. This carburetor came off my Talbot Express camper van. It's been on there for, well, more than 30 years, about 34 years it's been on now, and I've just replaced it for a brand spanking new carburetor. Pretty cool. If you want to see the video of that, I'll probably forget to put the link somewhere, but if you see a link pop up, go and have a look at it, because yeah, it runs like a dream now. This is the old carburetor. Put a new one on. Happy day. Can't believe it. Absolutely amazing. Right, so let's get the servo tester jam. Manuel? Oh, I don't know where they are. They're never here when you need them. There it is. Right, so this is a servo testing machine. What this does is it tests servos, right? That's why they call it a servo testing machine. So what you do is you look at that and you put it around the right way, and then you get some lights come up, and then you plug in. I can test all 3 servos at once if I wanted to, but I'm going to do one by one. So we do that one there. Right, ready? Got steering. It's a little bit weak, but that battery might be a bit low. That's amazing. I'm so happy with that. I couldn't be happier. I might have to go and have a glass of wine or something. Right. Forward and back. That works. Not really sure how well it's working in the gearbox, but it works nevertheless. And then we've got throttle and breakages. I need to put a screw in there really, because otherwise it's just going to strip out those little splines. But right, oh, that's the steering again. You cock, you bloody cock! What's the matter with you? This is a new servo by the looks of it. It's a Tower Pro. Oh, it's a bloody Chinese one, isn't it? Right. Oh, yeah. It's not a very good throttle setup, if I'm honest. It might be alright. Need to do a little bit of adjustment on that, but it works, so that's good. We can get rid of that and get rid of the bat tray, put that back in there. John, I don't need you, go away. Right, that's that sorted out. Put that over there. Right, I'm stalling a little bit because I'm waiting for me bloody heater battery to charge up. I have got some more batteries, but I've lost them. I know, I'm losing everything. I've lost the so I've only got one battery now. I've lost 5 batteries somehow. Don't know where they are. Someone's probably eating them for breakfast. Honestly, I just don't know. But the main thing is, we've got a starter, and we've got a battery that I charged up the other day and then forgot about it, left it on charge for about 6 days. So that's all good. What we could do is we could change this tank, because this old tank, I'm confident that I can fix this old tank, but it's broken. So we're going to, I'll tell you what we'll do it now, but we'll do it. Stop being lazy, Orinoco. Orinoco, will you stop being lazy and just get on with it? Okay, I will. Good. Bloody hell, what's the matter? What is the matter with you, eh? So we'll put this other tank on. This other tank's got a good lid on it, whereas the one that's on it now hasn't got a very good lid. Because I'll show you. But we saw it in the last video when I got this out of the box. The bit of plastic that holds the hinge has snapped off, which means it doesn't do anything anymore. So that's not very good. I can't find, I know you're going to be shocked to hear this, but I've lost my heat gun, which is electric powered. You know, the one that you plug into the wall? I can't find it. I've lost that and all. I know, it's shocking, but I've bloody lost everything. I don't understand how things go missing, you know what I mean? You put things away, you put things in boxes and that, and you know where they are, you put them in places, and then when you come, they just disappear. Bloody bonkers, absolutely bonkers the way things go around the world, you know. Let me know in the comments, right? Do you believe in ghosts? Yeah? Do you believe in ghosts? I mean, I do. I mean, they're everywhere. Just think how many foxes and badgers and, you know, kangaroos, ghosts, are along the side of the roads. I mean, I bet they're absolutely everywhere. Right, let's back off there. And drunk people. Bloody, but there's loads of drunk people ghosts everywhere. Where's the bloody lid gone? It's not even on there anymore. Where in the world? There it is. Right, so what's happened is, we can see here, if you was to look close enough, that little piece of plastic, which is for the part of that hinge there, that's snapped off. Should be like that, but it ain't anymore. It's like that. So that means the pin, which has completely gone. Where's the bloody pin gone? John, you've done it again. John, what in the world? Where's the pin? Oh, I just don't know. Well, anyway, there should be a little pin, which is effectively a hinge, which goes from there to there, which goes through these 2 holes on the lid, and obviously the spring goes through them holes in the spring, and that's how it does its thing and pops it down. This is a perfectly good tank, apart from that primer's bent. Where we can bend that back. There we go. That's good as new now. This is a perfectly good tank. It doesn't seem to have any splits in it, so you know this can be used for the next 30 or 40 years. But what we're going to do, because I was going to try and mend it, but I can't find the pin now. So this is what it should look like, alright? It's like a bolt, basically, that goes through there, and there goes the spring, and obviously that's how it is, and you just go like that, and that's how it should work. So this is a good tank as well, hopefully. And we can just, this one hasn't got a primer on it though. That's how you can tell, because the old school tanks, they used to give you primers, because that's just the way things are, you know. On a petrol engine, you know, you have primers on little petrol engines, and they're very handy on nitros as well. You know, a lot of the old cars, like the Savage 21s, Savage 25s, they all come with little primers. If you buy a new tank for your Savage, or if you buy a new Savage these days, no primer. This is obviously a replacement tank, probably from a newer T-Max, no primer. So, you know, you don't necessarily need it, because you can just prime it with your mouth. Blow down it a little bit, happy days, have a lovely day. Thanks again, come again later. But the thing is, having a little primer is quite handy, and I do quite like having a little primer. You can just go, done. You know, you ain't got, that's it. There's no more to it. But, you know, it doesn't always work that way. Sometimes I think to myself, when they make these things, you know, they say they're making things better, but really they get rid of the good things and make them bad, make them worse, yeah, go back in steps. But the things that are bad, they keep. Yeah, a lot of companies do that, not just with nitro cars, but just in general. There's a lot of companies that, you know, they say, oh, we're improving things, you know, like websites and things like that, you know, we're going to do some improvements, make things a bit better, but they get rid of the things that are already good and make them bad, and then the things that are bad they keep. Bloody amazing, you know. You think to yourself, have you even got a brain? Right, these 4 screws are going in there like that, and then what I'll do is I'll see if Mildred's about, because she might know where them batteries are. I don't know. I just don't know what's happened to them. I've literally turned everything inside out trying to find these batteries, because I needed one earlier on. I wanted one for the lawnmower. I can go and cut the grass, because it's all Ryobi stuff. I've got the same batteries for the lawnmower, for the strimmer, for the drills, for the hoover, you know, for the heat gun. That's why I've got Ryobi heat gun, because it's all the same battery, you know. But where the batteries are, I just... Luckily, the one battery that I have got is a good one. It's one of the best ones. You know, the other ones are a bit dicky. They're about 10-year-old now, and they're a bit dicky. But yeah, so anyway, we've got a new tank going in. There we go, new tank. Make sure the screws are nice and loose. Perfect. The aim of the game here is to just see if the engine runs. We have tested the servos, but there's nothing more I can do until I get a receiver to put in it. So I need to get a receiver, and really, I mean, this is a good battery. It just doesn't charge up. Other than that, it's a good battery. So I can't use that one. I've got this one. This one could work. This is a good battery, but it won't charge. So I can't really use that one either. So I need to find a battery that works, put it in here, and then a receiver, and then we can, you know, make sure all the linkages and everything's alright, and then we can go for a test drive, see how the gearbox is, you know, see how the engine actually performs. But first of all, the aim of the game in this video is to get it to run, and to see how well it's going to run. That's the aim of the game here, John. John! Alright, let's make sure that's nice and tight. We'll try and use it the way that it's intended, with the little glow plug igniter. And what engine is this? Don't know. It's a, I can't see, I forget what they are now. X15. That's the one. It's an X15. What the hell is an X15? Your guess is as good as mine, John. Right. Let's put this in there. This battery's got to be nearly charged by now. It might have enough in it. Yes, I am going to warm the engine up, by the way, because we determined in the last video, don't know whether you watched it or not, but we determined that it was a bit sticky. The engine was a bit sticky. Now the thing is, when an engine's a bit sticky, you can just go with it, yeah? But if you heat it up, there's a couple of things going on. It's a lot kinder on that electric starter, and we don't want to burn that out because I haven't got any more. And if we burn that out, I'm not going to be able to start it. And I have to buy a new one and wait for that to be delivered because there's no RC shops around here anymore. They've all gone. So if you want anything, you have to order it on the net. Go a bit surfing and order it on the net. But I don't want to have to do that. I'd rather just prevent the one that I've got from burning out. And, you know, we're happy. You can also strip the gears and things, but also it just makes it easier. It makes all of the jelly in there more malleable, and then it should start a lot easier. So what we need to do though is get some nitro. Now normally in here is a mixture of all different types of fuel, a concoction of everything, but today we're making a change. There's a surprise. I've lost the bottle with the mixture of concocted fuel. I know. How can you lose everything? Listen, everything is in a pickle at the moment. I don't know where anything is. It's the biggest pickle I've ever been in. Luckily, I like pickles. And by that, I mean an English pickle, not a gherkin. If you're in America, you call a gherkin a pickle, don't you? No. A pickle is an onion like that. Yeah, a gherkin is a long cucumber, pickled. Well, over here a pickle is an onion, a pickled onion. Anyway, this is tornado fuel. Pure, simple, 25% tornado fuel. Actual proper fuel for a change. I know, normally I haven't got proper fuel to feed into these cars. I just give them a concoction of whatever it is I've sucked out of whatever car in that specific week. But today, we've got pure tornado fuel, 25% actual proper fuel. The exhaust has just fallen apart, so we'll put it together and pretend we didn't see that. Let's open up the throttle, it's already open, and prime it. Okay, absolutely nothing. So I reckon we've got some jellified fuel either in the carburetor or in this pipe. So let's put that like that and see what comes out now. Yeah, I wonder. Whoa! Did you see that? Took a while, but it came through in the end. Let's see if it'll prime now. Absolutely nothing. We need the heat gun. Bear with me, I'm going to go and try and find the electrical one. Right. I found it, but I haven't got enough plugs. So, that's that. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this one off charge. I think it's got enough charge in there. We'll heat this up. Did I? Oh yeah, I'm going to heat the carburetor up because sometimes if you've got loads of jelly in the carb, if you heat it up, it will warm it up, and then that way you don't have to fanny around taking it apart and unblocking it because it goes all soft, and then you can blow it through into the crank and then it'll burn it off. So we'll heat this up the best we can without melting any of the plastic and without melting the pipe. We'll just get it nice and warm. I reckon this is a fairly good truck. I do think, you know, it seems it seems to me that it's had a bit of a hard life, but it seems like a reasonably good truck. We'll see whether it's going to run. Are we going to get it to prime now? That's the question. And where is that? Might be. We're all the way in. I've had them before where the high-speed needle's been turned all the way in. And I've not realised it, and it won't prime, of course. Well, where in the world? Oh, it's coming out the bottom, look. Anyway, let's warm the engine up. Let's put that back on the exhaust. Let's warm it up and see if it's going to run. You can always chuck a little bit down the carburetor if needs be. Come on, John. We'll get this one running. Want to get it nice and warm. Probably as hot as I can. Well, I won't get it as hot as I can get it because it won't take bloody ages. But we'll warm it up nicely. We'll see if it's going to turn over and we'll see if it's going to run. Let's jam a little bit of jam sandwich down there anyway. Just a little bit of jam sandwich just to see, because I think it did prime, but I don't know how well it primed. So whoa, whoa, whoa! Far too much. Perfect. I think that's well and truly full. Look at that, it's right on the top. Oh dearie me. That's going to be far flooded now. That's going to be well flooded. I don't think it's even going to turn over. Just what we needed. Just what we wanted, that was. Now that couldn't have gone any better even if I'd wanted it to. Right, it's always good to flood your engines. Flood them well. Where's the set of pliers? We'll use this set of pliers and we'll get that out of there. We haven't even checked to see if this is going to glow yet, but we won't bother. There's no need for that. Whoa! That's going really well now, John. John? John? Right. Is it going to run? You tell me. Nearly. It was getting there. I don't want to burn that little electric motor out, because then if I burn that out, we'll be stuffed. I won't have any other ones. I've got no other method, so I don't want to burn that out. Now I think it was getting close, but what we can do just to eradicate that, because that little wire might not be working. So what we can do to get rid of that possibility is we can use a normal glow starter. We'll stuff that one on there like that, and then we'll just well, I think that indicates that this wire wasn't really doing a lot. Let's jam a little bit of cheese down here. Plenty of cheese available, plenty of cheese available. Whoa! Far too much. Far too much. Perfect. Here we go. I don't think we're getting much in the way of fuel delivery. John, I don't think we're getting much. Don't think we're getting much in the way of fuel delivery at all. Oh, 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 oh. Whoa! Whoa, boy! Why isn't this fueling? Now I know the reason. I think that's because we've still got a bit of a blockage in the carburetor, but I can try to, because this exhaust is falling apart. I'll show you in a minute what I'm looking at. That exhaust is falling apart, right? There's not going to be a lot of pressure in there pressurizing this tank, so I can overcome that. I can be the pressure myself, right? So what I've got to do is just be careful you don't get it on your lips, because it stings like crazy. Now I can be the fuel pump myself. Now, that's quite clear to me that we've got a block carburetor. I'm going to have one last go at warming it up, see if I can free it up, and if not, we'll have to take it apart, unblock it, and put it back together again. But we'll warm it up. Now, there's no harm in heating the carburetor up. I mean, you have got rubber seals and things like that and O-rings, but you've got to remember they get extremely hot anyway when they're in, you know, when they're running, don't they? They get, you know, they get up to 100 odd degrees, but 90 between 90 and 120 degrees. 120 degrees is the hottest an engine should ever get. After 120, that's when you're in danger territory, do you know what I mean? About 90 is optimal running temperature. Between 90 and 100 is optimal running temperature. Now, so you've got to remember, you know, this carburetor gets hot when it's in normal running operation. So heating it up with a heat gun is no problem at all. So we may be able to warm up any sludge in there, any jellified nitro, and get it to, you know, move on basically. Go down into the crankshaft, into the crank, and then make its way up and be burned off. Yeah, that's the aim of the game, and that's what I normally manage to do. It's quite rare that I have to take a carburetor off and clean it, so we'll have a look and see. We'll have a look and see there, John. I wish John was here, but I don't know where he's gone. No idea. Warming it up nicely. I always think to myself, when you see people take the carburetors apart straight away without even trying, you think to yourself, but would it have ran? You know, would it have? So I always like to try and do a few things before I go down the route of taking it apart, because then I'm always thinking, would it have ran without me taking it apart and cleaning it? You know, would it have? Yeah, I'm more than happy to spend a little bit of time trying, you know, and just to see, rather than straight away go down the take it apart method. Some people do that, but I don't. I don't like that method. We might have to go down that method this time though, because I don't think it's gonna work. Let's spin this around. Oh my giddy aunt, we got quite a... Oh dearie me. Right, let's get a ham sandwich and mop all this up. A bit of a leak going on here. Right, so we've got no leak anymore. Great. Just put that back there. So if we turn this around this way, what we can see is if we zoomerage in a little bit, there's the high speed needle. That's where the fuel goes whootia in there. This is the pipe, and that is that. So we can undo this high speed needle, which has definitely seen better days, that's for sure. Whoops. And then we can have a look and we can see whether this is the culprit, because it might be the culprit. So we should be able to take that off of there. Now will you have a little look at that there, John? John, look at that. That is a bit of a gloopy needle. It's definitely seen better days, and I should imagine it's probably roughly the same inside. So we can take it apart a little bit further, but we're not going to do that. What I'm going to do, I can take that off as well. It's easy to go and get a spanner and you can take this apart even further, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to clean this up, going to blow down there. I haven't got any carb spray or anything. As I say, everything is in a pickle at the moment. Everything is you know, in places where, well, just it's no good to me. So I haven't even got any brake cleaner, I haven't got any of that kind of stuff around at the moment. What I have got there, John, is switch cleaner. I've got some switch cleaner, so that's going to be better than nothing. So we can put that there like that. I'd usually use brake cleaner on this, or you can get carb cleaner, carb spray, carb cleaner, that kind of thing. But switch cleaner is all I've got to hand, so that's what we're going to use. That's a lot better than it was. And then we're going to spray a little bit down in there, and we might see it come out this end, hopefully. There we go, look, can you see that? It's coming out the end of that, which means that works. And that goes, that comes out of there. But that doesn't come out of there. Oh, it does. It's coming out of there now. Right, so that, the switch cleaner is coming out of every orifice. Hello, minion.
More pine clean.
What?
More.
Not at the moment, because I'm in the middle of doing this. I can't open the freezer, but I'll get it for you as soon as I'm done. Is that alright?
No.
Good. Love you. Typical. He wants a bloody ice cream out of the freezer the minute I've got everything on top of it. Right. That's that. So now we can put this back together. That's as clean as I'm going to be able to get it. You can see through the little hole, hopefully. I don't know whether you can. If I can get it to focus, then I'll move my hand out of the way. You might better see through the little hole. I don't know if you can see through there. Well, I can see through that hole with my own eye. Oh, I can't. There I can. I can see through the hole now. So that's good. I haven't got any manner of tools. I've normally got what are they called? Oh, bloody name's gone out of my head. You know the little tools, the little spiky things you use to clean your burning gear. Bloody name. Anyway, I've got a little set of them, what I used to use to clean my burning gear and that. They're very handy for cleaning the window washers out in your car and that as well. Anyway, get a couple of them down there, that cleans them out. But I haven't got them. I haven't got them here. So that's that. I think that's working. So if we screw this back in there, and I reckon, John, we might be good for go-go now. Just need to put that little nut down a little bit. God, this engine's hot, man. Right, let's put that on there. Do we need any more? No. Where's the pipe gone? Oh, it's the wrong pipe, you cock. Why didn't you say anything? You let me put the wrong pipe on there then. I think you're mad. Here we go. Ah, now we're priming. Now we're priming. We're going to run now. This is it. This is going to run and it's going to stay running. And the exhaust is falling apart, but I'm going to put this pipe on it anyway. I haven't shown you the exhaust yet, it's falling apart. I'll put this pipe on it anyway, and I think this is going to run like a dream now. Ah, what? Come on, John. I was so confident then. John, I was confident. It's got blocked again. We might have a little bit of some of you will have spotted it earlier on. We've got a little bit of stuff in the bottom of the tank that could be contributing to our problem. But I'm willing to ignore it if you are. Yeah? You're willing to ignore it? Some at 50-50, right. Well, that's tough because we're going to ignore it. And what I'm going to do, see if I had enough batteries, I could put that one back on charge. I could stick the air compressor on. Let's stick a little bit of stuff down there again. Give it one more go with that. If not, we'll take the carb apart again. It's obviously not clean enough. Far too much again, but that's just perfect really for what we need. I don't think for a minute that it's going to run. Right, let's stop fanning around now then. I know some of you are starting to itch, some of you are starting to get a bit annoyed, because I can always tell the bit where it goes from alright let's try it to where it goes to it's not bloody working, just mend it properly. I know you lot, I can feel it, you know, and if you shout loud enough I can hear you, you know, through the lens. So I know you're all shouting at me now. Just stop cocking around and mend it. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's mend it, shall we? Now what have I got to jam down that hole? Let's have a look here. What have we got here then, John? Just having a look through my little drawer of stuff here. I might have... About that. Is that going to work? It's a brush. Oh, that's not never going to fit down there, is it? Alright. What else we got? Oh, where the... where pipe cleaners have gone. Because that's what I need. Really. Bloody pipe cleaners. Vanished somewhere. Johnny boy, oh Johnny boy. Look what I've just found. I was looking for one of these gaskets a couple of weeks ago for a Mugen truggy that I was trying to get running, and I couldn't find one anywhere. I ended up buying a Reds one, didn't work. I've just found that lying in the top of my toolbox. What a cock. What a bloody cock. I don't know. Oh, dearie me. The life of me, eh? The life of me there, John. Let's open that right up. Let's blow down there now. It's kind of alright. It should be a bit better than that though, really. Let's stuff a bit of stuff down there, let's see what happens. It should come out at the end of that. No, see? There you go. There we go, now it goes, look. Whoa ho ho! It goes, then it stops. Oh, goes the other way though. There we go. Now we're there. That's got it. Perfect. Let's put that back on. I reckon what's happened is there's a bit of shit in that carb, staying in the tank, and I've put it through. But the plus side of that is now, hopefully, it's all gone through, so there shouldn't be any more. And yep, I can hear you shouting through the screen. You should have washed the tank out first. Take the tank off now and wash it to save it happening again. Listen, you might do things like that, right? But I'm not you, I'm me, right? And I don't do things like that, alright? So you've got to bear that in mind, you know. Just because that's what you do, it doesn't mean that's what I do, alright? Let's got a little nut on the end to adjust where you. We'll have it like that. That'll be alright. I reckon it will reach. Just about. Just about. It won't reach. It won't. Let's take it off again. Let's take it off again. Went out earlier on, took my daughter to her music thing, and she done really well. I had to go. They wouldn't let me sit in there while they were practicing. I had to sit out in the car for 6 hours. So I sat in the car park for 6 hours, and at least she done well. Right, there we go. That's where we want it. Let's put that on there. Now it should prime. Right, that's prime now. Let's go. I can hear you. I can hear you. Don't worry. Should have done that before. Why did you cock around for 6 years beforehand? Listen, it's what I do. It's why I'm here. You bastard. Might be a little bit rich, maybe. Let's try it with this glow plug wire on. See if that does work after all. Ready? No, I don't think that works. Let's have a look. Let's put the glow starter back on it again. Huh? We've just run out of nitro, probably. I thought it was not working, but maybe it is working. I don't know. Ran out of nitro.
Hello.
Hello.
My
Give me another 5 minutes, right? And you don't need it. You no, don't whinge, otherwise you ain't gonna get it. 5 minutes, and I'll get you ice cream.
It's not in front.
Found a nut. Can't. You know, you can't. With kids, they got to learn to be patient. Might sound a bit cruel, saying you can't have an ice cream yet because I'm doing something, but they need to learn to be patient of others, as far as I'm concerned. So that's the way you got to do it, you know. You got to teach them patience and manners and all sorts of things. Right. Hopefully. Right, so that's the best I'm going to get that to run now as that is, because look at this, right? This is a problem. This exhaust is essentially part of the fuel pump situation. So what happens is the fumes from the engine burning the nitro go down the exhaust and they go through here. In there is a little bit of plastic like a baffle, and it splits the fumes in two ways. So you've got some of it coming out and going down the pipe, going out. But then you've got some of the fumes being directed straight up that little pipe. Straight up that little pipe there. Right, so you've got some fumes going out and some going up the little pipe. Now this obviously is no good. Yeah? Because this exhaust it's come apart, look. Yeah? So a lot of the fumes, I might even be able to take it all the way off, maybe show you the inside of it. No. But look, you can see there it's come apart. So we're losing quite a lot of the pressure from around this gap, which is why it's a bit lean when you try and rev it, and it doesn't stay running for very long because it's losing fuel pressure. So you know, the fuel, it needs this pressure going up this pipe, which then goes into the tank, which then pressurizes the tank, which then pushes the fuel down the fuel pipe up into the carburetor. So without this pipe and without the pressure in the exhaust, there's no fuel pressure. That's the way it works. You know, the engine, the tank and the exhaust work together to make a fuel pump, which then obviously makes it run, which is why it's all self-contained. You don't need external fuel pumps. A lot of people think that the tanks, they're gravity fed. They're not gravity fed. They're fed by pressure from the exhaust. So with this gap here, it's never going to run very well at all. So that's the best I'm going to get that to run with this current exhaust situation. So there we go. In the next video, what I'll do is we'll mend that. We'll get that. We'll either put a different exhaust on it or we'll mend that exhaust. I'll probably try and glue that exhaust together with some high temperature super glue and see how well that works. But we'll sort all that out in the next video. And then, hopefully by that time, I'll have a receiver and a battery and a switch, and we can put all the wires together and have everything working. I'll get an air filter to put on it, and we'll go and give it a bit of a test drive, with any luck. With any bloody luck. Righto you lot, so will it run? Yes, it bloody well will. And as per usual, I went around the houses to get it to run. Listen, I like to try things. Some people just go straight for the take it apart, clean it all, put it together, make it run method. But with anything in life, not just Nitro, but with real cars, with engines, with anything, I like to try them, and I like to just play around with little things just to see if I can get it to run as it is. If it runs poorly, I'll take it apart, clean it, and make it run well. But if it runs well, without me having to take anything apart and cleaning it, I'll leave it alone. Simple as that. That seemed to run quite well considering the exhaust situation, in my opinion. Don't know what your opinion is, please put it in the comments. But we did get there and it ran. So, as I said earlier, next video will be mending the exhaust situation, putting a receiver in it, a battery, putting all the servos, wires and everything together, getting it all to be operational, and then going out for a test drive, which I'm really quite excited for, because there's nothing better than getting a Nitro car running together and, you know, operational, and then go and test driving it for the first time in your hands. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later on. If you want to help me upgrade my camera gear, which I'm really trying to do at the moment, and also be able to buy more of these cars, think about sticking around. You can join as a channel member if you want to, and that really does help me just make my productions better, because yeah, why not make things better? And I can get more of these Nitro cars. I want the barn finds, the bedroom finds, the loft finds, the cupboard finds or closet finds if you're in America. You know, all the old Nitro cars that have been sitting around for years. I'm trying to get hold of them, to get them running and make videos for you lot of getting them running and putting them back out into circulation so that they can be enjoyed and people can get into Nitro that would never have otherwise known about it. I'll see you later. All the best.